give the audience a little bit of insight into how you got into nursing, what got you started on your passion for nursing.
Mm-hmm. So my grandma gets the credit for that. She picked up on the fact that I really loved science as a kid. And so instead of bedtime stories, she would diagram the chambers of the heart and teach me the atria and the ventricles. And then she would do those Punnett squares in biology where like, if the mom has brown eyes but recessive blue eyes and the dad has blue eyes, what are the chances that their kids are going to have brown eyes or blue eyes? I was like 3 and she would be teaching me that. So she was always supportive all through high school of when I was thinking maybe I wanted to be a nurse and then going to nursing school. And she was still alive when I passed my nursing license test and I got to go visit her that day. So that she was a big part of why I became a nurse, because she was a nurse, actually.
Very cool. Yeah, I remember a passion and a skill my grandma passed along to me in also kind of in the way of my dad was music. So my grandma played saxophone and my dad plays saxophone as well. And so I remember back to middle school when she would sit in band class with us and play with us.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I know. Every week, or almost every week, she would come with her Barry saxophone. She would sit in class with us. And it was just really fun, fun way to see her. And then my brother and I, when we were both playing music, we would go play at nursing homes with her. So that was something really cool that we all got to do together as a family. And she also helped to instill that passion of music in me. So that's so fun that we have that shared passion and skill from our grandmas. That's so neat.
That is great.
So kind of continuing on the story of how your job and passions have come to light, Sarah, how did you find yourself working at Alternatives and what led you to this specific calling?
I learned actually about what abortion was in middle school.
Okay.
And I immediately knew that I was pro-life. And I was unfortunately rather militant about my pro-life views. But then God started to soften my heart. He led me to start a pro-life club at our high school. And then through that process, I got connected to Alternatives and started learning about the pregnancy center approach.
Okay.
And so as I learned about the work that's done at pregnancy centers, I learned that it's important not only to stand for truth, but also to extend compassion, mercy, grace, and actual practical help that women need. So that was how God started to soften my heart. And then my family moved to the Bakersfield area. So during college and then after I became a nurse, I volunteered at the Bakersfield Pregnancy Center and actually got to serve women face to face. And so God taught me how to listen, how to provide real encouragement, real help, just walking alongside women and men who are actually going through pregnancy decision-making crises and things like that. Just being face to face with people, you learn what they really need.
Sure.
So that's what got me really deep into what the work at a pregnancy center looks like. And then in 2021, I had been a nurse for a couple of years, and God just paved the way for me to move back down to Escondido to work at Alternatives as a staff nurse. I had stayed connected to some ladies from there since high school.
Yeah.
And then I've been nurse manager there since 2022.
That's so cool. I think something that I kind of like wish and hope for future generations as more information and resources become available through clinics like Alternatives is that we can kind of be like you, right? We can use those resources and people who have changed the way they see things because of maybe the people that they've worked with, right? And so I'm hopeful that those kind of resources are helpful for people as they go through a pregnancy crisis, that they can see it and maybe understand the other person's side a little bit better as they go on, because I know it's a huge issue.
Yeah, it is. And it's not that truth is a bad thing, because obviously it's important to have values that align with Scripture, that every life is valuable. But the Bible also talks about valuing grace alongside truth.
Yeah.
So if it's all truth and no grace, that's a problem. But then if it's all grace and no truth, that's a problem too.